CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Good evening. People who live in a west central Edmonton neighborhood say some new builds are limiting access in emergencies. The concerns come after a call to a multiplex on Monday. Paramedics left their stretcher away from the door ahead of a window well that violates the building code. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
Every second counts in an emergency. Some people in the Grosvenor neighborhood worry precious seconds were lost Monday because paramedics couldn't get their stretcher to the door of a basement suite in this Infill 8-plex.
Not all of us agree with these large multiplexes, but something that I think everybody can agree on is that you're compliant.
Community League VP Greg McDonald says the window wells on the sidewalks leading to the side entrances are not compliant with city bylaws. The city's design guide states they need to be flush with the sidewalk and covered with a hatch that can be walked on and easily opened from below.
We need to have a lot of these investigated and brought up to compliance before we have a big emergency.
Alberta Emergency Health Services tells CTV it safely transported the patient Monday evening and staff did not report any obstructions that caused a delay or concern. Still, infill is a topic Councillor Reid Clark hears about often, including code compliance.
This is really serious stuff, and it could be a safety issue and a health issue for people who are living in these units, and maybe they don't even know it.
The city reviews building applications to ensure designs meet zoning, building, and safety codes. A spokesperson tells CTV the city's fire rescue services team also reviews infill development applications to ensure entrances are located to accommodate firefighting equipment and emergency access. But designs aren't always built exactly as planned. Councillor Clark says the city wants to hear about violations, even if it's only a hunch.
I think it's beyond fair for residents to say, hey, can you make sure that this is compliant?
The city has confirmed its new Coordinated Construction Accountability Team is investigating the window wells. Meanwhile, the Grosvenor Community League is fielding complaints that go beyond this.
This is basic building code stuff, and it's basic bylaw stuff that everyone should be aware of if they're a builder, and they should be compliant with it.
In this case, McDonald says trimming the tin and covering the hole would do it. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
And the city would not disclose who built the property for privacy reasons. CTV News has reached out to the company, identified by neighbors, but we have not received a response. The body of a worker who drove a crane truck off a bridge near Grand Prairie has yet to be recovered. The crash happened around 9 a.m. Tuesday on Highway 40. Mounties say a large commercial vehicle went off the bridge and remains submerged in the Wapiti River. They say divers have been unable to access the site because of the current has been too strong. Occupational Health and Safety says the crane truck driver died. Federal OHS staff and police are investigating. A teenager is facing an attempted murder charge after a knife attack at a high school in Calgary. Police say Lester Beer Pearson High School was put into a lockdown yesterday after reports of a teen with a knife. He was smashing property, threatening students and staff, and attempted to stab another student. Police say once officers arrived, they found and arrested a 17-year-old in about 6 minutes. Investigators believe it was a premeditated attack targeting certain people. The school board is offering support services to anyone affected. The federal government says it's carefully reviewing Alberta's new health regulations, which allows people to pay out of pocket for elective surgeries. Those include knee, hip, and cataract surgeries, gynecological surgeries, and minimally invasive general surgeries like a hernia repair. The regulations also allow surgeons to work in both the public and private system. The government says those that do both will be required to work a minimum amount of time in the public system. That minimum amount of time will depend on the doctor. The Canadian Health Coalition calls this the worst violation it's seen of the Canada Health Act. The federal legislation ensures all Canadians have reasonable access to care without barriers.
It opens things up to queue jumping, like massive amounts of queue jumping by people who have money or who are prepared to bankrupt their retirement to get the care they need because they're suffering. And it also opens up healthcare to U.S. insurance companies eventually.
The Federal Health Ministry says the government is listening to concerns and will always uphold the Canada Health Act. It tells Health Canada is taking the time to review the regulations and engage with officials to better understand the potential impacts. The union that will soon represent Alberta health inspectors says the province's latest offer is unfair to some of the workers. Next month, hundreds of public health workers will be transferred out of Alberta Health Services, becoming government employees. They will then be represented by the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees and must negotiate a transition agreement. AUPE says the latest offer from the province will let some workers keep their current working conditions and pay, but not others. The union says the government has not offered a reason for the decision.
Workers who have dedicated their lives to protecting Albertans in one capacity or other need to be considered. Their compensation cannot be reduced by a stroke of a pen. Their lives cannot be negatively impacted by arbitrary decisions.
The AUPE says it has tabled a counter-offer. The province says its focus is on supporting employees while maintaining services, and will have more to say in the coming days. The Canadian Mental Health Association in Edmonton is offering free courses to help people navigate Alberta's transition to a new disability support system. In July, thousands of Albertans receiving assured income for the severely handicapped, also known as AISH, will be moved to the new program. Under the Alberta Disability Assistance Benefit, many recipients will receive less money every month. The program allows recipients to work more hours and still receive the benefit. The courses aim to help people understand the change. It walks them through reapplying for AISH or accessing other resources.
When you're working through it, it can be really overwhelming, and we really are here to help people, and so people don't have to feel like this is a scary change. There's a lot of uncertainty about it, but having information, having knowledge, that's what helps reduce that anxiety around it.
The next course is next Thursday. It runs from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. CMHA also offers one-on-one peer support services, and anyone struggling can call 211 at any time for help. A student in Beaumont is ready to face the world thanks to some new technology. CTV's Amanda Anderson explains.
His face is all 13-year-old Liam Danzero needs to control his laptop.
I open my mouth. I click. I smile and reset it.
It wasn't always this easy for the grade 7 student who has cerebral palsy.
The less movement for him, the easier it is to not get so tired. So switches will tire him out.
We were struggling for a long time with Liam and the proper way to get him engaged in class because, he was using switches, which are difficult.
The school division's technology expert was determined to find a way to make learning easier for Liam.
And I saw the Google blog talking about face control, and I just watched the video of someone using their face, and I just thought, Liam could use this instantly.
It means Liam doesn't have to hit the switches on his wheelchair to navigate the computer anymore. Just moving the cursor to hit one link required multiple switch hits.
The first time he used it, he was awesome at it. He was able to scroll, he was able to click links, he was able to do all these things that before that were just so difficult for him to do. And it was like an instant change in how he interacted with tech.
100% better.
Technology that means independence for Liam. He no longer has to rely on his educational assistant to write everything for him.
Just seeing him being able to thrive and do so well in the classroom and be like the rest of his classmates, it's amazing.
That's why we want, if there's even one other student in Canada who can, use these tools, that's the goal.
Liam's reading skills and grades are improving.
From a young age, I was hoping, that technology would help Liam through his life.
It's not only helped, but as Liam learns more about technology, the more he sees it being part of a future career. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Beaumont.
Father's Day is Sunday. It's a bittersweet day for dads dealing with the death of a child. A father in Edmonton decided to create a support group for men in that situation who often feel they must put their grief aside to be strong for their families. CTV's Nara Manisa has more.
The story's different, but the space is the same.
Azure Urbani describes himself as a grief guide. He provides a safe space for grieving fathers dealing with the death of a child.
The framework allows them to sit in a safe space where they're not judged, they don't have to explain, they don't have to perform, they just write and they share.
Urbani's workshop focuses on writing.
What writing does is it rewires the brain when you write about the trauma when you write about the grief.
His grief stems from the stillbirth of a child in 2005.
It's that decision between a supporter and a griever. And I decided that I'm going to be there for my kids. I had three sons at the time, and for my wife. And my grief didn't matter.
Rabani launched the group Still Dad, a program that includes a chance to talk to other grieving dads.
It hasn't been easy, but it could have been a lot harder.
Beloy Martinez recently joined the Still Dad group. His 23-year-old son Evan was killed when he was hit by a car while skateboarding.
It's been a very long time since I've been able to get in the car, hear a good song, think about my boy at the same time, have a good cup of coffee, and not just be totally broken.
Rabani says it's important for men to not suffer in silence.
And it's that safe space to be able to lay down their grief and to share it with another father or another man who, doesn't, where they don't need any explanation. They don't need to explain themselves. They're not judged.
He hopes by sharing his story, he can provide the encouragement for other fathers to do the same. Naram Nisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
In World Cup action, Team Scotland lost against Morocco today as the Tartan Army in our city was cheering them on.
It's not so much for the result. Being a Scotland supporter, that's very true for us. It's about taking part, it's about singing out loud and either celebrating or commiserating with like-minded Scottish lunatics.
And sing they did. The Edmonton Scottish Society watch party was fully sold out. Morocco, though, ended up in a repeat of the last time these teams met in the World Cup back in 1998, with Morocco taking the win. Today's final score was 1-0 for Morocco. Key member of the Edmonton Elks will be honored ahead of the team's home opener at Commonwealth Stadium tomorrow. He's not a player, but he has been a key contributor to the team for 50 seasons. CTV's Evan Kenny has more.
Fly ball is gone. The first touchdown of the Grey Cup game.
Through the different rosters,
It's just been exciting.
team names, and even stadiums, one person has been constant in Edmonton football.
There's Dwayne Mandrusiak, longtime legendary equipment manager.
You may not recognize him, but Dwayne Mandrusiak has been a part of the team for 5 decades.
I used to joke I was going to be here 50 years, and then I woke up one day and it was 50 years was right around the corner. So, but it's been like it's a dream job.
He started as the team's ball boy at 14 years old, working his way up to the head equipment manager. Now Mandrusiak is a team historian and community ambassador. Over his time with the Green and Gold, he's won 11 Grey Cup championships, the love and respect from the people around him.
Dwayne is the Eskimo way. When you talk about the brotherhood and the way things are done around here and in this community, it's Dwayne Mandrusiak.
He treats you the way you want to be treated, and in return, you're going to treat him the same and more, because he's just that type of guy.
Mandrusiak, or Pops as the players call him, will be honored on the field during the Elks home opener.
I've always liked to be more comfortable being at the back of the room than the front. And so I never expected that this would ever come to fruition.
Mandrusiak was let go by the team in 2020 with management citing financial reasons. After public backlash, new management brought him back 4 years later.
I never took one day of work here for granted. I had a good opportunity and I made the most of it. When I look back at my career, I got lucky to be here at 5 in a row and a bunch of other things, but it's the people you meet along the way that make it special.
Mandrusiak was added to the EE Builders Wall 2 years ago. It's the team's highest acknowledgement for a non-player. He will be honored again tomorrow at halftime.
There's no place I'd rather be than right here, right now, folks.
Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Coming up next, summer skiing, how a ski hill in Banff plans to remain open past Canada Day.
To be skiing in June, especially in the middle of June, is unbelievable. I'm so stoked.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Coming up Monday on Your Morning, it's easier now to get Canadian wine directly to your door, what the changes mean, and some patriotic picks to sip on ahead of Canada Day.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
National Park access will be free this summer through the Canada Strong Pass. The pass also includes a discount on camping fees and Via Rail tickets. Alberta is participating in the program, which means free admission to provincial museums and historic sites for children 17 and under. People 18 to 24 get a 50% discount. There's no need to sign up and no physical or virtual pass is required. The pass is good from today until September 7th. While Edmonton prepares for another round of torrential rain, Sunshine Village is welcoming the summer solstice with a snowier scene. The Banff resort got so much snow over the winter, it will be open past Canada Day. CTV's Jordan Canagan reports from the slopes.
Grab your goggles, step into your skis, and put on your shorts and a t-shirt. Summer skiing has arrived in the Canadian Rockies.
When we got to the end of our ski season, we're looking around and we said, holy macramole, we still have a ton of snow left. It is a certainty that we'll be able to open for summer skiing.
Sunshine Village in Banff National Park is open to snowboarders and skiers from June 20th to July 5th. The hill receiving more than 1,000 centimeters of snow during the winter season.
We basically had the cat operating daily throughout from the time we closed until now to push snow, move snow, pack down the snow that we have to make it skiable because conditions do change.
For the first time in 35 years, 2 chairlifts will operate for the summer ski. Standish and Strawberry, 7 runs, and 3 terrain parks will stay open for the 16 days as well.
Pretty amazing. I'm from Ontario and I moved to Canmore, so to be skiing in June, especially in the middle of June, is unbelievable. I'm so stoked.
Oh, it's fabulous. You're not cold. You don't need to worry about anything other than sunscreen.
Sunscreen and cowboy hats and a lot of denim.
We went all denim. The rodeo's coming up here at the Calgary Stampede, but we're a little bit early, and that's okay.
Now, Sunshine was also able to open for summer skiing in 2022, but only for 6 days. This year allows skiers and snowboarders to get their turns in for more than 2 weeks. Jordan Canagan, CTV News in Banff.
Many communities in Edmonton started Indigenous Peoples Day celebrations early. The official day is Sunday, but events were held across the city today. CTV's Curtis Goodrum visited 3 of them.
A lineup of people waiting for a meal.
Saskatoon berries.
All of them coming together for an early celebration of National Indigenous Peoples Day at the Bissell Centre. Some elders say events like this brings people in the community closer together.
When you bring honor into it, a place, you relate to them and you communicate. It tells them that they are valuable.
And a lot of people who come to us are coming in like sad situations, and we want to make sure that we're able to celebrate joy and health and wellness with everyone.
At the River Cree, local artists are selling their goods.
It's showcasing Indigenous arts, it's showcasing Indigenous talent, and it really is economic reconciliation.
The artists here have a chance to reach a wide audience and share their perspectives.
I hold this near and dear to my heart. A lot of my artwork does come from inspirations of Mother Earth and our Indigenous designs and teachings, but my artwork is actually meant for everybody to wear.
Everybody was in learning mode at Nellie Carlson School. Students went to 8 different stations to discover different Indigenous cultures and practices.
Our theme this year has been connection. So when we're talking about Indigenous Day, we're talking about all days. And it's important that everyone feels included and feels safe.
What's been your favorite part about today?
Going in the teepee.
I really enjoyed the powwow dancing. I thought it was really interesting. I find it a really beautiful art form, and I think it's really neat.
National Indigenous Peoples Day is on Sunday. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
When we return, crocheting for her cow, an Alberta farmer stitching together custom clothing for her livestock.
It brought so many smiles to people, which really made me smile.
Good evening, folks. 22 degrees for a daytime high today. This will be the warmest day we see until the early to middle part of next week. Probably won't see much sunshine till the early to middle part of next week either. Rainfall warnings in effect. A yellow level warning in the blue zone. An elevated orange level rainfall warning for areas east of Edmonton. We'll talk a little bit more about all this. Get into some estimated rainfall totals in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by Green Tree Outdoor Living, where your dream yard becomes a reality.
Welcome back. 22 degrees today, a degree above average, a rarity this June. The rain has not been rare, and there's more on the way. In fact, this weekend's going to be a lot like the way we started June. Remember the big super soaker at the beginning of the month? There's another one coming this weekend. Heavier, steadier rain through the overnight period into tomorrow morning around the Edmonton area. The bulk of the rain by the end of tomorrow, though, is going to be west of Edmonton. I do think there's a reasonable chance that midday into the early afternoon hours, we may even get a bit of a break from the rain. So this may not be 2.5 days of nonstop rain in Edmonton. Chance of scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. This kind of lines up with the Elks home opener, so it'll be cool, cloudy, and windy. Probably a little wet, but not a monsoon like the rest of the weekend for game time. Heavier, steadier rain rolls back in Saturday night into Sunday morning, sticks around for much of the day Sunday, and then even into Monday morning. I mean, this low takes forever to move off to the southeast, and on the back edge of it, there's still a decent chance of seeing some showers or some rain into Monday morning. By late tomorrow, as we said, most of the heaviest rainfall is going to be off to the west. I think most areas are going to see somewhere between 40 and 80 millimeters worth of rain. There'll be a couple spots that maybe get a little bit more than that. Look at this bullseye. You could see in some of these areas here over 100 millimeters worth of rain, and we're right on the edge of that here in Edmonton. So in the city, we probably get about 40 to 70 millimeters. I think for most neighborhoods, there's some spots that could see a little bit more than that. Again, we pointed this out earlier, 2 levels to this. A yellow level rainfall warning. In general, Environment Canada is going with 50 to 90 in much of this blue zone, and about 70 to 100 in this orange level rainfall warning. It's not even so much that it's more rain estimated. This area east of Edmonton, the ground is so waterlogged and so close to saturated that you're probably going to see some overland flooding in parts of that red zone that you saw there just east of Edmonton. So we'll keep an eye out on that for Sunday. 8 degrees in Fort McMurray, 10 Grand Prairie and Red Deer tomorrow morning, 11 in Edmonton. Daytime highs further north where you're out of the rain, high teens further south, 10 to 14 degree range. Red Deer, chances of thunderstorms in the afternoon, high of 16. 20 to 40 tomorrow in Edmonton, 30 to 60 millimeters on Sunday for Father's Day and the summer solstice. 15 and 13 for daytime highs to go along with some gusty wind. Back into the low to mid 20s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. That is your forecast.
A hobby farmer from Vulcan County has found new models for her crocheted clothing. CTV's Carson Marsook shows us what she's making.
Inside her Vulcan County home, Jasmine Entz spends her downtime crocheting sweaters for her goats.
When they're newborn, a lot of times they kind of struggle to maintain temperature at birth. So I would put them on these little teeny tiny sweaters that were like too small for a cat.
Once each sweater was done, Entz would have leftover yarn until an idea popped in her head.
And I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I made one for the cow?
And so it began. Outside, retired dairy cow Josie serves as the inspiration and model for each sweater.
And I would go out there every day and I would put it on her and see how it fit, and then if I needed to backtrack, I could undo it and redo it.
Spending roughly 30 hours on the sweater, she posted her work to social media.
The internet absolutely loved it. Like, it brought so many smiles to people, which really made me smile, because that was kind of the whole point, is, you know, it'll be fun.
And that only fueled the project to grow bigger. Entz says people told her to create a calendar of Josie wearing a different sweater for each month. So now she's crocheting one sweater a month with a hope to have 12 by the end of the year.
This is my July one for Canada Day.
Last year, Entz's other steer, Beef, caught national attention as the world's tallest steer. While thrilled with showing Beef to the world, she says now it's Josie's turn for the spotlight.
To me, she's just such a special animal that I'm excited that the internet saw exactly how special she really was.
Carson Marsook, CTV News, Vulcan County.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. Have a great weekend.